Welcome back to Crypto Meets AI. Jerry here with an update for you. Do me a favor, friends. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and comment down below. It really helps with the algorithm. Now let's get into this. We're sitting at $2.92, trading within a range of 283 to 294. We did test that low 280 range, but the bulls bought that shit right up, and we bounced right back up into the 290s. We'll see where we go from here, but it's looking pretty damn good. Now let's take this ride down the old rabbit hole. XRP and IMF. A 20-year plan in the making. What if XRP was never just another crypto? What if it's been the IMF silent project for 2 decades, waiting for the right moment to replace the world's financial plumbing? Let's dig in. The IMF, International Monetary Fund, has one mission: stabilize global money and provide liquidity in crises. For decades, they relied on SDRs, special drawing rights, a basket of major fiat currencies, but cracks started to show in 2008 and again in 2020. Enter Ripple, founded in 2012, but traces of its idea go back further. Ripple's earliest papers, Ryan Fugger 2004, were about global credit networks. The IMF had already been studying digital liquidity rails in the early 2000s. Coincidence or roadmap? And we all know I don't believe in coincidences. Declassified IMF papers from 2011 to 2013 mentioned cross-border settlement without correspondent banks, neutral bridge assets to supplement SDRs, private-public partnerships for liquidity. At the exact same time, Ripple was being built. Why XRP? Neutral asset, not tied to any one country's politics. Near instant settlement, can scale to central bank level. Sounds a lot like what the IMF has been searching for, right? Here's the kicker. In 2018, IMF's Christine Lagarde openly praised Ripple's tech. She hinted at new digital assets complementing SDRs. Not Bitcoin, not Ethereum. Ripple was in the room. Christine Lagarde urged, we should investigate digital currency. If you are lucky, you might meet a fearless girl in New York's financial district. She faces forward, a poetic nod, and a message. XRP's escrow isn't just Ripple's stash. It's a reserve pool, possibly aligned with the IMF's liquidity programs, locked until the system is ready. Think about it. 50 billion plus XRP in escrow, a digital SDR waiting to be unleashed, a safety net for sovereign debt crises. Why else would Ripple structure escrow this way instead of a slow release like most projects? Ripple has met IMF officials, World Bank leaders, BIS governors, Gulf state central banks, and Asian finance ministers. Behind closed doors, at a Swiss conference, Brad Garlinghouse stood beside IMF and BIS leaders pitching Ripple as a neutral settlement solution. It wasn't Ripple speaking, the IMF invited Ripple. Always behind closed doors, always vague about details. The IMF's endgame? In 2019, Lagarde hinted the IMF coin, replacing augmenting SDRs. A digital SDR not far-fetched, but possible. Coincidence or a blueprint for XRP's destiny? Replace clunky SDRs with a digital settlement later. Use XRP as the liquidity bridge. Run it quietly until the next financial crisis forces adoption. So was XRP ever meant for retail investors at all? That's one question you got to keep on asking yourself. Or have we just been early passengers on the IMF's long secret plan? Do you believe XRP is tied to IMF's master plan? Or is it just coincidence? If you found this information valuable, please share, like, and subscribe, and comment down below. XRP is the trillion-dollar unlock HSBC needs. While banks sit on frozen liquidity, Ripple offers real-time settlement, reduced risk, and next-gen infrastructure. If institutions are preparing for the shift, retail should be front-running it. You feel me? You know I gotta say it, my friends. The institutions are here. In HSBC, the timeline for crypto adoption has accelerated. As a result of regulatory clarity and AI, there will be wealth creation for everyone involved. The time horizon for crypto adoption has shortened. Let's check this out and see what they have to say.
Is going to come, isn't it? 2 questions. One is in terms of a sense of time. How has the sort of time horizon shortened for you in the last 12 months? Was something that you thought was going to happen in 5 years' time? Now, when do you think it's going to happen? Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. I think the whole crypto story has just been accelerated. But actually, the whole crypto story has been really fast. Bitcoin's white paper was 2008. We're 16 years in. And the US president has basically said the US wants to be a global leader and it's going to underpin the new financial markets and global financial system. 16 years. And if you add AI, which is not the topic of today's discussion, if you add AI into the equation, which is going to really help accelerate this even further, because there's a really nice, coordination between AI and blockchain and crypto, it's going to speed it up even more. And we're moving to a world where finance is going to be completely transformed. It's, people say, and it's a global financial system, but the majority of the world are not participants. And crypto is really solving the access issue. It's giving individuals with anyone around the world internet connection and a digital asset wallet to participate in financial markets and to have access potentially to US dollars.
That's one of the biggest issues around the world. Not enough people have access to real financial rails or real banking systems like the US or the UK or any of these modern countries. This will allow the US dollar, the RLUSD, the real stablecoin, to break the barriers around the world. It will go global. People that didn't have access will now start having access. As long as they got an internet connection and a cell phone, they're good to go.
That never could access US dollars. So it's really going to change the game, and it's going to bring more people into global financial markets, and it's going to enhance wealth creation for everyone involved. And so it's great to see administrations and regulators really starting to appreciate that side of the equation. So considering Bitcoin's 16 years old, I'd say we're doing pretty well.
16 years in, and BTC failed at its one specific purpose it had, peer-to-peer transactions, but guess who didn't fail? Got that right, XRP, XLM. And this is something I had never even heard about. Forbes' list of alleged SEC securities shows no XRP. That means the SEC no longer counts XRP among alleged securities. Ripple's victory is loud and clear. XRP equal utility, not a security. The real bull run fuel is here. And I was very surprised to see this list and see some of the blockchains that are actually on this list. You got BNB, number 1, Solana, 2, Cardano, 3, Tron, 4, Toncoin, 5, Near Protocol, 6, Internet Computer, 7, Algorand, 8, Cosmos Hub, 9, and Filecoin, number 10. Those are some pretty good coins and pretty good projects out there. Comment down below and tell me what you guys think. Do you think the SEC will ever classify these assets as securities? It has now been confirmed by SWIFT that the upcoming trials will shift from controlled testing to real-world implementation, with banking partners across North America, Europe, and Asia. Participating banks will gain access to digital wallets for settlement, enabling them to transfer tokenized cash and process payments using systems that resemble blockchain architecture. This development could also benefit crypto-related payment networks such as XRP and HBAR, known for fast, low-cost transfers. It comes alongside SWIFT's ongoing transition to ISO 20022 standard, which enhances the richness and usability of financial data across borders. This is major goals for these cryptocurrencies. The SEC is changing its rules on how banks and firms can hold digital assets. Trump's new policies are pushing big players like JP Morgan, Fireblocks, and Anchorage to build RWA custody solutions. Big W for RWA tokenization. And who's leading that forefront? XRP, XLM, and HBAR. XDC, the Four Horsemen. Ripple is proud to be a founding member of TRM Labs Beacon Network, a first of its kind in real-time crypto crime response network. Working with the industry and law enforcement, Beacon helps to stop illicit funds before they exit the blockchain. Now, this right here tells you that the institutions are definitely here and regulations are on their way. It's not going to slow down. It's only going to speed up. And as soon as we have the Clarity Act passed and signed into law, all bets are off. I'm telling you right now, they're getting ready to regulate DLT blockchain solutions.
Over the past year, criminals have stolen over $20 billion of cryptocurrency from victims all around the world through scams, ransomware attacks, and hacks. At TRM, we specialize in working with law enforcement to trace and recover those funds. But there's a big problem. Crypto moves at the speed of the internet. By the time investigators trace stolen funds to an exchange, it's often too late. The criminals have already cashed out. The reality is, we've never had the technology nor the connectivity needed to move as fast as the criminals. Until now. For the past 6 months, we've worked alongside dozens of partners across the crypto industry and dozens of law enforcement agencies all around the world to create Beacon Network, the first ever real-time crypto crime disruption network. Here's how it works. Vetted investigators from law enforcement agencies flag addresses holding illicit funds. As the funds move, TRM automatically propagates the flag to downstream addresses in real time. If the funds reach an exchange, Beacon Network sends an immediate alert, giving exchanges the chance to work with law enforcement to stop the offboarding of illicit funds.
Beacon Network is the first public-private communication network for Web3 incident response, which is very exciting.
It's always important to try to be one step ahead of the criminals And rapid information sharing promotes that goal.
There's no program like Beacon Network. It really is an early warning system that enables us to support law enforcement in its efforts to freeze illicit funds and ensure that we can get those funds back to victims.
It will give you a level of visibility and shared intelligence you simply wouldn't have on your own.
We think it's critically important to have in place robust private-public partnerships.
Joining Beacon Network is a great way to contribute to a safer crypto ecosystem.
So I'd encourage every compliance and business leader in crypto to step up, get involved, and be part of the solution.
This is what real-time crypto crime response looks like. It's working and it's growing. Beacon Network is live, it's free to join, and it's already helping us stop illicit funds before they move. I hope you'll join us.
You can bet the bank on it that they'll be using AI along with Beacon Network to track, to trace, and to monitor these networks. Once it's all in place, it's going to be very hard. It's going to actually be very hard to steal, launder money, and do illicit activities. Well, that's what I have for you, folks. Until next time, stay savvy, stay stacking, and I'll catch you in the next one. If you enjoyed this, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and comment down below. And if you want more crypto deep dives, check out our videos right here on Crypto Meets AI. Thank you for watching. Remember to always do your own research. This is not financial advice.